This is Chris Podales. Like, subscribe to TNW Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Podales, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I'll be down there in the description box. And I'm here to do my WWE Monday Night Raw August 8th, 2022 reviews. So here we go, discussing about tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw. Now we kick off Raw with Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky. So yeah, all three of them came out. And they have announced that tonight, the Women's Tag Team Championship Tournament will be starting tonight, when they got multiple people like Dakota Kai and Io Sky's in it. Dana Brooke and Tamina. They even got some NXT women like Nikita and Zoe Starks and them. So yeah, some pretty good names in this tag team tournament. So yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting to say. But yeah, all three of those women, they came out. Bayley starts cutting a promo, and she started cutting a promo so much that she accidentally called Dakota Kai Dakota Sky and stuff like that. And she started getting frustrated, and fans started chatting and stuff, and then she tells them to shut the hell up and all that stuff. So yeah, it feels like, you know, the promos, you could tell they ain't getting like scripted, like word by word, pretty much. So you could tell that because like it seems like a lot more realer with them screwing up and stuff. So yeah, but it's still pretty cool and stuff, I guess. But yeah, Bayley was talking about that and all that stuff, but then she gets interrupted by Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, Asuka. They all three come out, and Bianca was talking about like how she would beat the hell out of Bayley and you know, run them out of WWE and all that stuff. And then Bayley says, "How about this? At Clash of the Castle, us three versus y'all three." And then Bianca accepts. So yeah, at Clash of the Castle, we will see Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, and Asuka versus Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky in a 6-woman tag team match at the pay-per-view. So yeah, that's what's going to happen. And then Bianca says she can't wait. She wants to go ahead and fight them right now. And then all of them starts brawling. You know, and then again to the crowd brawling. We see Alexa Bliss jump off the barricade with a crossbody on everybody. A bunch of referees and WWE officials had to break them up and stuff. But yeah, everybody was brawling outside the ring, inside the ring, through the crowd and all that stuff. So yeah, pretty good way to start off Raw. Pretty great. But yeah, that's what happened there. And there's still a lot of stuff announced for tonight. Like Ciampa will be taking on Bobby Lashley for the United States title later on tonight. But up next, we're going to be seeing Seth Rollins on Raw. So yeah, we'll see what he's going to be doing up next. And yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, we get to the first match of the night. It was Seth Rollins versus Angelo Dawkins. One-on-one. Montez Porter was at ringside for this match, and it was a pretty good match. You know, Montez kept on trying to distract Rollins at one point, but Rollins kept on going at it with Angelo, and then at one point we see Montez checking on Angelo, but then he gets kicked upside the head pretty much by Rollins, and Montez had enough. He gets in the ring, grabbing a steel chair and stuff, trying to hit Seth Rollins, but the referee holds him back, throws the steel chair out the ring, and then tells Montez that he's ejected from ringside. So yeah, Montez had to go backstage, and then it was just a one-on-one match between Rollins and Dawkins. And not even gonna lie, this is probably Dawkins' like best one-on-one match in my opinion. Like, this match, it was really good. Dawkins stand out pretty damn well in this match. He almost won this match a few times. Like at one point we see Rollins try to hit the curb stomp. Dawkins reversed that by trying to like roll him up, but Rollins rolled through. Then try to hit like a second curb stomp, but then he misses that, and then Dawkins hit the sky high, the sit out spine buster onto Rollins, but Rollins barely kicked out at 2, and that's when Rollins rolled out the ring. Dawkins gets out of the ring. He gets hit. He gets ran to the steel steps. Dawkins does, and then Rollins was waiting for Dawkins to get back in the ring to hit the curb stomp onto him, but Dawkins moved out of the way, getting reversed. But yeah, that's what happened. And then Rollins quickly got him back up, hitting the pedigree onto him, and then pinning Angelo for the 3 count. So yeah, Seth Rollins defeated Angelo Dawkins tonight on Monday Night Raw, but as soon as the match ended, Rollins had a curb stomp onto him. Montez runs to the ring. and Rollins quickly got out. So yeah, Montez Ford started checking on Angelo Dawkins after the match. But yeah, like I said, it was a pretty good match to kick off Raw. I'll give that match 3 stars. That's why I'll give it. It was a pretty damn good match. Angelo Dawkins really stand out in this match. It was pretty damn good. But then backstage, we see Rey and Dominic Mysterio talking to each other, and then all of a sudden we see Edge coming up, pretty much apologizing to Dominic about what happened last week where he accidentally speared him. And then Dominic looks at him, like just staring off at him, and then Edge looks at me and goes like, "Are we good?" He said, "Yeah, we're good." And then he pushes Edge, and then he starts walking away, and then Rey was like, "Well, let me go talk to him." So yeah, that's what happened backstage. Pretty good segment though. It looks like Dominic's going to probably be turning heel soon. So yeah, pretty good stuff though. But yep, that's what happened there. Pretty good stuff. And yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Raw. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, now before I talk about Ezekiel and stuff, we got to talk about Ciampa. Yeah, so Ciampa and Miz was getting interviewed backstage. Miz still talking about Logan Paul and stuff. But then Ciampa was talking about how he will beat Bobby Lashley tonight to become the new United States champion and pretty much give that victory to the first ever United States champion, Harley Race. So yeah, that's what Ciampa said. Pretty cool stuff, though. But yeah, that match will be happening later on tonight. But then we get to the match. It was Ezekiel versus Kevin Owens. So yeah, it's Kevin Owens' first match back in like a month or so. So yeah, a month and a half or something like that. He's been gone for a little bit, and boy, Kevin Owens comes walking out there, and he almost tripped on the steel steps and stuff, and he came walking out pissed off. But after tripping on by the steel steps and stuff, he probably got more pissed off legit. So he gets in the ring, the bell rings. Kevin Owens, he starts beating the hell out of Ezekiel. It did not last long. He threw him out of the ring, slammed him against the announce table and stuff, and then after that, he power bombs Ezekiel on the ring apron. And then the referee had check on him, and I guess the match ended in no contest because then some referees and stuff had put Ezekiel on the stretcher and walk him out. So yeah, that's what happened there. Kevin Owens just came back brutal as all hell. So yeah. That's what happened there, but for that match, I'll give it 1 star, because since Kevin Owens has returned and him being all brutal and stuff, which was pretty cool, so yeah, that's why I'll give the match. Pretty good stuff though. But yeah, up next we're going to be seeing Judgment Day on Raw, so yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, before we talk about the Rey Mysterio versus Finn Balor match, we got to talk about Finn Balor and Damian Priest. So yeah, they came out to the ring and then they started talking. Finn Balor was talking about Edge and all that, and then Damian Priest starts talking about Edge, talking about how he challenges Edge into a match next week on Raw, or in 2 weeks, or whenever they're in Toronto. I think it's in a week or two. I don't know. I forgot what he said. But yeah, he challenges them to a match on Raw. So yeah, that's what he said. And he said it's been 12 years since Edge wrestled in Toronto. So yeah, he said it'll be great to punish him in Toronto. But yeah, that's what he said. And then we get the next match on the way. Rey Mysterio was walking up to come out to the ring, but then Edge stops him and he says, "Do you want me to be at ringside for you?" And then Rey was like, "Nah, I think Dominic will be out there eventually whenever he comes to his senses." So yeah, that's what he said. And Edge said, "Hey, well, if you do need my help, I'm here for you." So yeah, that's what happened there. Rey gets out there to the ring. We get to the match. Rey Mysterio versus Finn Balor 1-on-1. Damian Priest was at ringside. At one point, we seen Priest actually accidentally get hit with a 619 by Rey because he was trying to protect Finn Balor. But then at one point, we see Rey kick Balor upside the head, and then Balor runs into the referee, knocking him down. And while the referee was knocked down for a second, we see Damian Priest try to interfere, tripping Rey off the apron, and then we see Edge come running out. Edge and Priest start brawling, go through the crowd, starts brawling through the crowd and stuff. We don't see him after that. And then Rey almost picked up the win by rolling up Balor, but Balor barely kicked out at 2. And then at one point we see Rey try to hit the 619 on the Balor, but Balor fought out of that, and then Balor was trying to hit the coup de grace onto Rey. But then Ray starts picking up the pace a little bit more, doing some cool stuff on the Balor. But then we see Ray standing tall. It looks like he was going to be picking up the win. But then all of a sudden we see Rhea Ripley come out with Dominic Mysterio. Yeah, she had Dominic laid out. She had him brought out on her shoulders, all beaten down, bloody, and all that stuff. And then Ray was on the apron going like, what the hell? And then Balor grabs Ray, brings him back into the ring, hits his signature move, the 1916 onto Ray, climbs up the top turnbuckle after that, and then jumps off with the coup de grace onto Ray, and then pins him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Finn Balor defeated Rey Mysterio tonight on Monday Night Raw. That's what happened. Pretty good match. I'll give that match 3 stars. That's what I'll give it. Good match between the two. Very good. In my opinion, it's probably the best match between Balor and Rey. Actually, I'll give that match 3.5 stars. It was a really good one. Best match, in my opinion, between those two guys. Better than their match from a few weeks ago. But yeah, pretty good match, like I said. But then, Dominic is laid out and stuff, and the Judgment Day was standing tall. But then after that, we see the 24/7 champion Dana Brooke and Tamina get interviewed backstage, talking about how they're going to win the women's tag team championships and all that. But then all of a sudden, Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky interrupts them, talking about how they are going to go after their women's tag team titles. Bayley told Dana Brooke, "Don't worry, nobody ain't going after that 24/7 title. We're only going after the real titles." So yeah, that's what happened there. And Dakota Kai and Io Sky looks at him and says, "Yeah, we'll see y'all guys in the ring." So yeah, up next we'll be seeing Dakota Kai and Io Sky versus Dana Brooke and Tamina in the first round of the Women's Tag Team Championship Tournament. That match will be happening up next on Raw. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, now we get to the first round of the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship Tournament. We get Tamina and the 24/7 champion Dana Brooke versus Dakota Kai and Io Sky with Bayley at ringside in a women's tag team match in the first round of the tournament. So yeah, this match was a pretty good one. This match lasted for a minute. At one point, we seen Tamina hit the super kick onto Io Sky and then lift her up to hit the Samoan drop onto her, pins her. 1, 2, Dakota breaks up the pin at the count of 2. Dana Brooke gets in the ring, throws Dakota out of the ring, throws her into the barricade, and then does that cartwheel move on, try to hit it onto Dakota, but Bayley grabbed Dakota and moved her out of the way, where Dana Brooke ran into the barricade pretty much. And then we get back into the ring. Tamina and Io Sky's on the top turnbuckle. Tamina knocks Io Sky off the turnbuckle, jumps off with the Superfly Splash, but then lands on her feet because, she was trying to reverse a move that Io Sky, where Io Sky puts her feet up and stuff. So, yeah, Tamina stopped in her tracks pretty much. And then she was trying to get Io Sky, but then Dakota Kai gets in there, kicks her with a big boot, tags at Io Sky. Io Sky climbs at the top turnbuckle, jumps off with a moonsault onto Tamina, and then pins her for the 3 count. So yeah, Dakota Kai and Io Sky defeated Tamina and Dana Brooke tonight on Monday Night Raw. That's what happened. And yeah, they advanced to the next round of the tournament. So yeah, pretty good match. It wasn't that bad. It was pretty good. This is Dakota Kai's first match on Monday Night Raw, and this is Io Sky's second match. So yeah, pretty good stuff though. For this match, I'll give it 2.5 stars. That's why I'll give it. It was a pretty good match. It lasted a good amount of time, and yeah, the Women's Tag Team Championships are looking very important. So yeah, Triple H is doing very great. That's all I got to say really. But yeah, pretty good stuff though. It was great to see Io Sky and Dakota Kai, advance on the tournament. In my prediction, either they're going to win the Women's Tag Team Championships or maybe Sasha Banks and Naomi when they show up or whatever. So yeah, but yeah, more on that later on. But yeah, pretty good match, like I said. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw. Now, before we talk about the United States Championship match, we got to talk about a lot of other things, which is, so we see Kevin Owens get interviewed backstage, and while he was getting interviewed, there was like a car accident that was behind him, and we see Doudrop and we see Nikki ASH behind him and stuff, and bunch of other people looking at the car crash or whatever happened. But then we see Kevin Owens get interviewed, of course, and Owens was talking about how he's pretty much getting sick and tired of Ezekiel. He said he knows he's been out for a while, and he said this is the Kevin Owens show. So yeah, that's what he said, and he walked away. But then after that, we see Dominic getting checked on by a bunch of doctors and stuff after he got attacked and stuff. So yeah, Rey Mysterio was side by side with Dominic while he was getting checked after that, after he got attacked and stuff by Rhea Ripley. And then after that, we see more importance to the United States Championship, where we see the video package with JBL narrating it and stuff, talking about the importance of the United States Championship, which is always great and stuff. So yeah, that was pretty cool. But then we get to the match. It was the United States Champion, Bobby Lashley, versus Ciampa with The Miz at ringside for the United States Championship. Now, Ciampa came out with the Harley Race jacket, which was pretty cool. Not jacket, I mean, whatever you want to call it. I forget what you always call it, but yeah. He came out with that, which was pretty cool. And, yeah, he said this match is for Harley Race. Since Harley Race was the first ever United States Champion, he said he dedicates this match for him for tonight. So, yeah, we get the match underway. It was a pretty good match. At one point, we see Bobby Lashley hit the spear onto Ciampa, and it looks like it was going to be all over. Referee's counting 1, 2. Ciampa's foot is on the ropes, but The Miz placed his foot on the ropes, so yeah, he got rope breaking by that. We see AJ Styles coming through the crowd, brawling with Miz. Miz starts running through the crowd with Styles chasing after him. And then we see Ciampa exposing the turnbuckle and stuff, and then it looks like Lashley was beating hell out of Ciampa. After that, it looks like he was going to lock on the Hurt Lock onto Ciampa, but then we see Miz running back into the ring with Styles chasing after him again. And then the referee's like looking at Miz and Styles while they're running up the ramp, pretty much distracting and stuff. But then while that was happening, Ciampa grabbed Lashley, runs him face first into the ring post to the exposed turnbuckle, and then runs him into the ring post with the shoulder, and then hits the running knee to the face onto Bobby Lashley, pins him 1, 2. Lashley barely kicked out at 2. At one point, he got rolled up by an inside cradle. Bobby Lashley did. He barely kicked out at 2. And then he got hit with a DDT off the apron, pretty much like back into the ring through the second rope. And he kicked out at 2 as well. But then we get to the ending. It looked like Ciampa was going to win. He was going to hit that knee to the face onto Lashley. But as soon as he runs, Lashley catches his knee, grabs him, choke slams him pretty much, and then locks on the Hurt Lock, making Ciampa tap out. So yeah, Bobby Lashley defeated Ciampa tonight on Monday Night Raw and has retained the United States Championship. So yeah, that match was pretty damn good, like I said. If you have yet, go check out that match. I'll give it 3.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. It had a bunch of shenanigans, but it was still a great match between the two. So yeah, pretty good match, like I said. But yeah, Triple H is doing very good on making the United States Championship important again. So yeah, pretty cool stuff though. So yeah, great stuff, like I said. Bobby Lashley retains the title and defeated Ciampa, and I'll give that match 3.5 stars, like I said. But up next, we're going to be seeing Omos in action up next because he is walking down to the ring. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw. Now, before I talk about the handicap match, we got to talk about Miz and Styles. So yeah, they was brawling and stuff backstage, and it was announced that tonight in the main event we will see AJ Styles versus The Miz in a no disqualification match later on tonight on Raw. So yeah, that match has now been announced, and then we get to the next match. It was Omos with MVP at ringside versus 2 local competitors, and of course Omos dominated this match, beating the hell out of both of them. MVP telling Omos in the match he hits a double-handed choke slam onto one of the guys, puts his foot on his chest, getting the 3 count. So yeah, Omos defeated the 2 local competitors tonight on Monday Night Raw. That's what happened. For that match, I'll give it 1/2 a star. That's what I'll give it. It's just Omos beating the hell out of somebody. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then we get backstage where apparently Riddle will have a exclusive interview next week on Raw. So yeah, he gets a big announcement next week on Raw. And Seth Rollins will get interviewed, and they said, what do you think about Riddle having an announcement on Raw next week? And he says, didn't I already told y'all last week that I'm done with Riddle? He was talking crap about Riddle, talking about he needs to announce his retirement, just like Randy and stuff. So yeah, he said, be gone with Randy and all that stuff. He said it's just wasted potential and all that stuff. Asked Dana White. stuff like that. And he says he's going to Cody Rhodes his ass out of WWE as well. So yeah, that's what Seth Rollins said, and yeah, pretty good stuff. But up next, we'll see Chad Gable versus Dolph Ziggler one-on-one up next on Raw. So yeah, that match will be happening up next. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, now we get to the next one-on-one match. It was Dolph Ziggler versus Chad Gable with Otis at ringside tonight in a one-on-one match. And this match was a pretty good match. At one point, we actually see Chad Gable try to hit the moonsault on Ziggler, but Ziggler moved out of the way. Gable lands on his feet, but then he gets spiked with a DDT by Ziggler, which looked pretty damn good, but Gable barely kicked out at 2. And then at the ending, we see Gable locking on the ankle lock onto Ziggler. Ziggler fights out the ankle lock, and then he was trying to hit the super kick on the Gable, but Gable reversed it by grabbing his foot, throwing it down. He tried to hit the ankle slam onto Ziggler, but Ziggler goes from behind him, and then turns Gable around. He gets hit with the super kick, and then Ziggler pins him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Dolph Ziggler defeated Chad Gable tonight on Monday Night Raw. That's what happened. That match was pretty good. I'll give that match 3 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was a damn good match. So yeah, go check it out if you haven't yet. To people that used to actually do wrestling and stuff, the amateur wrestling and stuff. So yeah, pretty damn good match between those two guys. But yeah, as soon as Ziggler won the match, Otis gets in the ring and Ziggler quickly rolled out the ring. So yeah, that's what happened there. But yeah, like I said, that match I'll give it 3 stars. But then we get backstage and we see Nikki ASH and Doudrop get talking about how they're going to defeat Alexa Bliss and Asuka next week on Raw to advance to the second round of the tournament. And then we see Alexa Bliss and Asuka talking about how Doudrop and Nikki ASH ain't ready for him and how they're going to beat him. But then they get interrupted by Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky. And Bayley was talking about how Io Sky and Dakota Kai would be the ones winning the tournament, winning the Women's Tag Team Championship. So yeah, that's what they said. And then we see a bunch of guys or whatever, like WWE officials just running and stuff backstage. So yeah, going to that car crash or whatever. But yep, that's what happened there. So yeah, and up next we're going to be seeing AJ Styles versus The Miz up next in a no disqualification match. So yeah, that match will be happening up next and it will be the main event. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, now we get a one-on-one match. It was the main event. It was AJ Styles versus The Miz with Ciampa at ringside in a no disqualification match in the main event. And this match was a pretty good match. Of course, Ciampa was going to get involved and stuff in the match because it is no disqualification. But Ciampa got on the ring apron and he starts getting knocked off and he went through the table. So yeah, Styles put him through the table after knocking him off the ring apron. And then we see Styles try to set up for the phenomenal forearm onto Miz, but Miz threw the steel chair in his face. Styles crashes down to the mat, and then Miz picks him up, hits the skull crusher finale on the Styles. 1, 2, Styles barely kicking out at 2. And then Miz grabs a kendo stick, started beating him in the leg with it. And they were trying to lock on the figure 4 leg lock onto Styles, but Styles kicks him away, and Miz hits his head into the steel chair that was wedged up in the turnbuckles, and then Styles grabs him, hits the Styles Clash onto The Miz, and then pins him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, AJ Styles defeated The Miz tonight in the no disqualification match. That's what happened. Pretty damn good match. This match had a lot of stuff, the tables, steel chairs, kendo sticks, all that stuff. So yeah, it was a damn good match. If you have yet, go check out this match. Very great match. The fans was into and chanting, "This is awesome." But while Styles was celebrating his win, also we see some ruckus going on in the crowd. A bunch of officials or security guards holding down a man, and then all of a sudden we realize that it was Dexter Lumis. So yeah, Dexter Lumis was on Monday Night Raw. So yeah, he has returned, and we're going to see how it plays out. So yeah, it looked like he was trying to attack AJ Styles. Maybe him and Styles will have a feud. We don't know. So, yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see. But it was great to see Dexter Lumis return back to WWE. So, yeah, pretty cool stuff. But, yeah, that's what happened there for that match. I'll give it, I'll give it 3.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was a pretty good, entertaining match. For match of the night, I would have to say it would be either this match or Finn Balor versus Rey Mysterio. Now, that match was pretty good. Or Lashley and Ciampa, that match was good as well. But yeah, this match, it was pretty damn good. So yeah, I'll say that best match of the night. Tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw, it was a pretty good episode. The United States Championship means a lot more now. That match was great between Ciampa and Lashley. The main event was great. The Judgment Day feud with the Mysterios and Edge is pretty good so far. Balor picking up the win over Rey, which was a pretty good match. Dexter Lumis appearing again, which was great. The Women's Tag Team Championships, which is actually going to be freaking important this time, hopefully. So yeah, it's great to see the Women's Tag Team Championships actually getting some love for once. So yeah, that was great. With the tournament, with the first round tonight, with Dakota Kai and Io Sky picking up the win, that was great. Much deserved. Seth Rollins beating Angelo Dawkins, which was probably Angelo Dawkins' best one-on-one match on the main roster, in my opinion. So yeah, that match was great. So yeah, it was a lot of stuff that was good. They announced that the 6 women's tag team match will be happening at Clash of the Castle and stuff. Chad Gable versus Dolph Ziggler was a great match. Omos just destroying people was so yeah. But other than that, it was a pretty good episode of Monday Night Raw. If you have yet, go check out the episode. It was great. So yeah, for tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw, out of 10 stars, I'd probably give this episode 8.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was a pretty good, entertaining Raw. So yeah, if you have yet, go check out the episode. It was very great. Just like last week's episode, this week's episode was great. So yeah, go check it out. Triple H is doing very great. So yeah, can't wait to see what else happens. And yeah, I'll be talking about Friday Night SmackDown this Friday and AEW Dynamite this Wednesday. So yeah, like, subscribe to TNW Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Videos, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I'll all be down there in the description box. And I'll see you guys later for this Wednesday's AEW Dynamite reviews. See you guys later. Until then.